Learners, today in this session, I will be discussing with you the topic that is the sources of Indian Constitution and Preamble. So in today's session, I will be discussing with you the topic that is the sources of Indian Constitution, and then it is followed by Preamble. Now, what is the agenda of the session? That means today what I am going to discuss with you. First of all, I will be discussing the different sources of Indian Constitution. So we will be discussing the different sources of Indian Constitution, and then we will discuss about the preamble. So then we will discuss about preamble of Indian Constitution. So two things we are going to discuss. First is the sources, second is the preamble. Now guys, first let's discuss about the sources. Now it is said that when Indian Constitution was getting drafted, so the constitution of almost 60 countries were studied. So it is said that guys before drafting the Indian Constitution, the constitution of 60 countries were studied. And why this was studied? So that to make such a constitution, which should not get failed in any condition. So why 60 countries constitution was studied? So that to make such a constitution that should not fail in any condition. Therefore 60 countries constitution was studied, and the approximate expenditure of drafting the constitution was around 64 lakh rupees. So it was around 64 lakh rupees, and it was a very huge amount at that point of time. Now guys, it is said that when the Indian Constitution was drafted, what happened, especially the European constitutional experts. So when the Indian Constitution was framed, especially the European constitutional experts, they started saying that in Indian Constitution it is nothing new, but it is just a copy paste constitution. So the European constitutional experts expressed their views that Indian Constitution, it is just a copy paste constitution. Copy paste constitution means just we saw the theme from the foreign country, and as it is we copied in our own constitution. So it simply means that the constitution makers saw the provisions from foreign countries, and as it is pasted in Indian Constitution. So as it is pasted in Indian Constitution, therefore guys, it was said that Indian Constitution, there is nothing new, but it is just a copy paste constitution. Now when this thing was being promoted, that this Indian Constitution is nothing new, it is just a copy paste constitution, and then the constitutional experts from India, that is the Indian constitutional experts, gave the concrete answer. Indian constitutional experts said that guys, although the theme is adopted from the foreign country, but the content is our own. So the Indian constitutional experts, they said that the theme is adopted from the foreign country, this is correct, but the content is our own. So theme is adopted from the foreign nation, it is evident, but the content is our own. How? Let me give you some example. Like guys, the post of Attorney General. Attorney General guys, this is adopted from USA. And in the US Attorney General guys, you will find that the Attorney General in USA is member of US Parliament, USA Parliament, and the USA Parliament, what it is called? So it is called Congress. So US Parliament is called Congress. We have adopted this thing in Indian Constitution also, and Attorney General is the first law officer. So although we have adopted from USA, Attorney General in USA is the part of US Parliament, that is called Congress, but in India, Attorney General is not the member of Indian Parliament, and Indian Parliament is called Sansad. So Indian Parliament is called Sansad. So this is how, guys, you will find that although the theme of Attorney General is adopted from the foreign country, but the content is our own. So we have not copy pasted the whole thing. If we have copy pasted the whole thing, definitely the Attorney General of India could have become the member of Parliament, but in India, Attorney General is not the member of Parliament. I hope it is clear to all. Let me give you one more example, that is like president. The post of president is adopted from USA. Now, guys, there is a condition in US president that if a person who wish to contest the presidential election must be citizen of US, by birth. So the person who wishes to contest the election of the US president must be an American citizen by birth. That means the person should born in US. But it is not like in India. But in India, guys, you will find that. The person must be citizen of India. There is no by birth concept. There is no concept of by birth. It is not like that if you are born in India only, then you are allowed to become the president of India. So if a person who is born outside India and has acquired the citizenship of India, then also the person is allowed to contest the presidential election. If he is just citizen of India, it does not mean that he has acquired, if he has acquired citizenship of India, then also it's well and good. So there is no by birth type concept in India. If we could have adopted the whole provision of president from USA, we could have adopted this also, that Indian president should be by born citizen of India. But we do not have this type of provision. That simply shows, guys, that although the theme is adopted from the foreign country, we accept the thing, but the content is our own, but the matter is our own. So Indian Constitution is not a copy paste constitution. So Indian Constitution is not copy paste constitution. Indian Constitution is not copy paste constitution at all. So the Constitution of India is not a copy paste Constitution of India, although the theme is adopted from foreign country, but the content is our own. I hope it is clear to all of you, guys. Then do let me know. Then I will be moving to the next topic to discuss. Is that clear to everyone? Now let's come to the different sources of Indian Constitution. That means ki from which country which provision we have adopted. So from which country which provision we have adopted, that I am going to discuss with you. First of all, guys, the country is Ireland. So from Ireland, what we have adopted? We have adopted the Directive Principles of State Policy. This is in short called DPSP, and this is defined in Part 4, Article 36 to 51. So it is in Part 4, Article 36 to 51. This is related to DPSP. Then method of election of president. You all know that in India, president is elected through indirect election. So the president is elected through indirect election. And what is the electoral college? So that is the all elected members of parliament and state legislature. So method of election of president plus nominated members of Rajya Sabha. So nominated members of Rajya Sabha, how many members are nominated? So number of members who are nominated in Rajya Sabha is 12. So 12 members are nominated in Rajya Sabha and they are nominated by President of India. So they are nominated by President of India. So they are nominated by President of India. President of. Next we have Canada. So next we have Canada. What we have adopted from Canada? First we have adopted the name Union of India, like we have Union of Canada. Like we have Union of Canada. Next we have adopted appointment of governor by President or by Center. President or by Center. So governor is always nominated by President of India on advice of Council of Ministers. Council of Ministers. Next we have Australia. So what we have adopted from Australia? First is concurrent list. Concurrent list, it is defined in Schedule 7. Concurrent list, and the subject of concurrent list, on the subject of concurrent list, both center and state can make law. So both center and state can make law on the matter of concurrent list. Next we have freedom of trade and commerce. So freedom of trade and commerce, then joint sitting of parliament, this is defined in Article 108. So joint sitting of parliament, this is defined in Article 108, where Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha sits together to discuss a bill. Next is the name Union of States. Union of States, that is defined in Article 1. That is defined in Article 1, that says India, that is Bharat. That is in Article 1, that is India, that is Bharat, shall be Union of States. So India, that is Bharat, shall be Union of States. Then it is adopted the language of preamble. So language of preamble is also adopted from Australia. Next we have France. So what we have adopted from France? So we have adopted republican form of government. Republican form, guys, what does it mean? Republican form means where the head of the state is elected. So where the head of the state is elected, it is called republican form of government. Then we have idea of liberty, equality and fraternity, and this is adopted from French Revolution. That started from 1789 till 1799. Next we have USSR. USSR or erstwhile Russia. Now it is in Russian Constitution. Erstwhile Russia. Now the feature, it is in Russian Constitution. That is fundamental duties. This is defined in Part 4A. Part 4A, fundamental duties. Then we have principles of justice, and 3 types of justice it is mentioned. This is social justice, economic and political. So social, economical and political justice, and this is adopted from French, this is adopted from Russian Revolution. Next we have South Africa. What we have adopted from Constitution of South Africa? First we have adopted amendment of Constitution, that is defined in Article 368 Part 20. Part 20, Article 368, then election of Rajya Sabha members. So the members of Rajya Sabha, how they are elected, this is being adopted from South Africa. Next we have Japan. Japan, guys, what we have adopted, that is process established by law. So whatever we will do, whatever action government of India will take, this will be according to the process which is established by law. So whatever the government of India action will be taken, this will be according to the process which is established by law. So process established by law, this is adopted from Japanese Constitution. Next we have Weimar Constitution. Weimar Constitution, dear learners, it is the constitution of Germany. It is the constitution of Germany, and that includes suspension of fundamental rights during emergency. So whenever the emergency situation comes, the fundamental rights are suspended. So suspension of fundamental rights during emergency, this is adopted from Weimar Constitution. Is that clear, guys? From which country what we have adopted? And one question, if it comes in your CUET undergraduate general test exam from polity, one question will definitely come from this area, that is the sources of constitution, and it is a very widely asked questions from there. Next we have, that is Britain. So what we have adopted from Britain? So first of all, we have adopted single citizenship. Single citizenship means कि when citizenship of only country is given. So citizenship of country. Citizenship of country is given only. Then it is called single citizenship. Parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary form of government means that government is responsible towards parliament. Government is responsible towards parliament. Then we have rule of law. Rule of law means that no one is above law. Rule of law simply means that there is no one above law. Next we have bicameral legislature. Bicameral legislature means that legislature will have two houses. Legislature will have two houses like union legislature, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, that is called bicameral legislature. Next we have writ. Writ we will discuss in article 32 and 226. And writ, my dear learners, it is issued by Supreme Court and High Court for enforcement and safeguard of fundamental rights and to remove other irregularities from the society. Next we have civil services, and then office of CAG, office of Comptroller and Auditor General, and this is defined in article 148. Office of CAG, which is who is also known as guardian of public purse. Next we have what we have adopted from USA. From USA we have adopted preamble, that I am going to discuss after this topic. Then we have fundamental rights, that is the rights of the people against the states. Then office of president and vice president. So office of president and vice president, what does it mean? It simply means the post of president and vice president. Next we have the president being supreme commander of the defense forces. That means president who will be the head of defense force, that is army, navy and air force. Next is impeachment of president. Impeachment means removal of the president before expiry of the term, and that is defined in article 61A adopted from US. Next we have attorney general, who is the highest law officer of the India, and it is defined in article 76. Next we have judicial review. Judicial review, this is defined in article 13, that we will discuss in fundamental rights. Then independent judiciary. Independent judiciary, what does it mean? It means that judiciary will be free from executive and legislative interference. That means there will be no interference by executive authority and legislative authority over judicial authority. Next is removal of the judges of Supreme Court and High Court. How the judges of Supreme Court and High Court are removed and why the judges of Supreme Court and High Court are removed. So ground of removal plus process, this is defined in US, from USA. Next we have adopted the things from Government of India Act 1935. This is called blueprint of Indian Constitution. This is called blueprint of Indian Constitution because almost 70% provisions of Indian Constitution, almost 70% provision of Indian Constitution It is adopted from this act, therefore it is called blueprint of Indian Constitution. And what we have adopted? We have adopted first of all the federal structure, then judicial system, which is a 3-tier judicial system, 3-tier judicial system, then public service commission who conducts the examinations like UPSC and SPSC, plus emergency powers in the hands of center. So emergency can be declared only by center, emergency cannot be declared by the state. So these provisions we have adopted from Government of India Act 1935, and this Government of India Act 1935 is also known as blueprint of Indian Constitution. So it is also known as blueprint of Indian Constitution. Is that clear to all of you guys? Is that clear to all of you? Then do let me know. Then I will be moving to the next topic to discuss. So I hope guys this is clear to everyone about the sources, and one question, if it comes from the polity, will be from the sources of Indian Constitution, because it's a small topic but yet very important for any examination including CUET, UG, GAT. Now I will be discussing with you the next topic, that is, dear learners, this is preamble. You must have seen preamble in the books of NCERT. So in the books of NCERT you must have seen preamble. This is the photograph of preamble. Now guys, first of all we will discuss what exactly is the preamble. Now before I should start discussing the legal definition or the technical definition of preamble, let me explain preamble in a very simple term. Dear learners, you must have read any book or a novel. You must have read in your lifetime. What is the first page of that book or a novel? So if you are a regular novel reader, what is the first page of that novel? Can you name the first page of the novel? Very easy. If you are a regular novel reader, you must be knowing this thing. So the first page of any book, story book, it can be, course book, it can be novel. So that is preface. So whenever you read any book or a novel, in a book or a novel, the first page is of preface. Now what this preface deals? Preface deals about the summary of the book, or a novel. That means what this novel or what this book is all about. Then it discusses the viewpoint of writer. Viewpoint of writer, with what intention the writer is writing that book. So the preface discusses the summary of the novel or a book, or the viewpoint of the writer, with what intention the writer is writing the book or the novel. So whatever the work is did by preface in book or a novel, same type of work is did by preamble in Constitution. So what exactly guys, it is the preamble. So whatever the work of preface it is in book, same work is did by preamble in Constitution. So same work is did by preamble in Constitution. So preamble, what it is guys? So it is the summary of the Constitution. Simply you can say that preamble is the summary. You can say introduction, you can say introduction or summary of Constitution. Introduction and summary of the Constitution. And this preamble also discusses the viewpoint of Constitution makers. With what intention the Constitution makers are writing the Constitution of India. So summary of or introduction of constitution and viewpoint of constitution makers, it is discussed in the preamble. So whatever the work is did by preamble, whatever the book work is did by preface in the book, same work is did by preamble in constitution. So simply guys, what you can say ki preamble, it is the introduction or summary of the constitution, and it contains the philosophy of constitution. Philosophy means that when you sum up the things, that is the philosophy. So that contains the philosophy of the constitution and viewpoint of constitution makers. So that contains philosophy, or simply you can say that that contains the crux. This contains the crux of constitution. This contains the crux of the constitution and viewpoint of constitution makers. So simply guys, if the examiner asks you the question ki what is preamble, so simply you can say that it's a summary or introduction of Indian constitution. So it's a summary or introduction of the constitution of India. I hope it is clear to all of you. So I hope guys it is clear to all of you ki what exactly is the constitution. So constitution is the summary of the Indian constitution or introduction of the Indian constitution. I hope it is clear. Now guys, let's discuss the next thing, that is about the source of the preamble. Now from where the preamble is adopted? So the source of the preamble is USA. So from US constitution preamble is adopted, and it is customary to have preamble in a written constitution. So it's a customary habit to have a preamble in the written constitution, and US constitution, as I have told you in my session, that it's a written constitution in nature, and it's customary to have preamble in the written constitution. So it is adopted from the USA, and it is influenced from objective resolution. So it is influenced from objective resolution. Now I have told you about objective resolution ki what was objective resolution. Now let me tell you again ki objective resolution was a summary of upcoming constitution of India. Upcoming constitution of India, and this was presented by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru before Constituent Assembly on 13 December 1946 and adopted by Constituent Assembly on 22nd January 1947, and it was adopted by Constituent Assembly on 22nd January 1947. Why it was adopted so late? Reason was this कि Constituent Assembly was waiting for the Muslim League to join the Constituent Assembly, because Muslim League did not join the Constituent Assembly because they were dissatisfied with the outcome of the election result that happened on recommendation of Cabinet Mission Plan, that only Muslim League won 73 seats. So Muslim League was dissatisfied with the result of the election, and they decided to refrain the Constituent Assembly. Therefore, Constituent Assembly took time for the objective resolution to adopt. Is that clear? Although the things in the Constituent Assembly was adopted through the consensus, there was no voting process involved for the adoption of the different provisions of the Indian Constitution. I hope it is clear. I hope guys that should be clear to all of you. Now let's come to the next thing, that is the features of the preamble. Feature, what it means? Feature means the speciality. What is so special about preamble? What is so special about preamble? So let's discuss the feature of the preamble. First feature is कि it declares the supremacy of the people. It declares the supremacy of the people. That means कि people in India are supreme authority. So people in India are supreme authority because the preamble starts with we the people of India. We the people of India, because preamble starts with we the people of India, and once you will see the conclusion, guys, once you will see the conclusion, it is written कि hereby adopt, enact and give ourselves to this constitution, and once you will find that it is written कि hereby adopt, enact and give ourselves to this constitution. That simply means that people of India have adopted this constitution, enacted this constitution and gave themselves to the constitution of India. Therefore, the supreme authority is preamble. I hope it's clear. Sorry, supreme authority is the people of India. So supreme authority is the people of India. That is clearly mentioned in the preamble of constitution. Next is कि declare nature of India. Nature of India means कि what type of country is India. So what type of country is India? So that is being declared through preamble. Next, it declares the objective of the constitution. Objective of the constitution, what does it mean? Ki what is the ultimate goal? Ultimate goal of constitution. So what is the ultimate goal of the constitution? That is being declared, discussed in the preamble itself. Now it declares the day of adoption of Indian constitution. That means कि the constitution was adopted on which day? So that is on 26 November 1949. It is also mentioned in the preamble of constitution, and see, it is mentioned in our constituent assembly on this 26th day of November 1949. So day of adoption of Indian constitution, it is also mentioned in preamble. I hope it's clear. You must have read preamble, and there I have highlighted this also, underlined this also, so that you can understand it properly. So day of adoption of Indian constitution, and one thing you should note that, guys, कि the preamble, it is not enforceable in court. So it is not enforceable in court. So preamble cannot be enforceable in court. Reason is this, my dear learners, because it discusses ideas and declares ideas and aspiration of people. That simply means कि भारत के लोग भारत को कैसा बनाना चाहते हैं, भारत के लोग भारत को कैसा बनाना चाहते हैं, बट जैसा बनाना चाहते हैं कोई जरूरी तो नहीं कि भारत वैसा बन ही जाए. Therefore, preamble is not enforceable in court because it declares the ideas and aspirations of the people. Is that clear to all of you? So these are the features of preamble. These are the speciality of preamble. Now guys, two things you understood. Why it is not enforceable in court, this is also being understood. You might not have understood how it declares nature and how it declares objective. So we will discuss in the coming things that how it declares nature and how it declares objective, and this we can identify through some words of the preamble. So this thing is identified easily through the words of preamble. So let's discuss the important words in preamble. Through this it can be easily understood. Now the first word is sovereign. Sovereign means independent. That means in Hindi called Samprabhu. That means कि whatever the decision government of India takes, this is the decision of its own. So government of India is not bounded by any foreign power to follow the decision, including US, including UNO. So in fact guys, the decision of UNO, it is not like that ki every decision of UNO India will follow. So the government of India is not bounded by decision of any foreign power including UNO. That means ki government of India, if UNO suggests, government of India can take it seriously, but it is not like this ki every decision of UNO should be followed by government of India. Whatever the decision is taken by government of India, that is its own. So government of India is not bounded to follow the advice of any other foreign country. The government of India takes decision of its own. Next is socialist. Socialist, what it means ki elimination. Socialist means eliminating all forms of exploitation, whether social, economic or political. So eliminating all forms of exploitation, in whether it is social exploitation, political exploitation or economic exploitation, that is the meaning of socialism. That means ki equitable distribution of existing resources, that means equitable distribution of existing resources. Equitable distribution of existing resources, that is called socialism. That means eliminating all forms of exploitation, whether it's social, political or economic. Next we have secular. Secular guys, what it means ki there is no official religion of government of India, and all religions are treated with equal respect. All religions are treated with equal respect. There is no official religion of government of India. Like you will find that ki some of the states there is official religion of the state which are called theocratic state. Like Pakistan, Islam is the official religion, so that is theocratic state. But in India, Nepal, you will find that ki all religions, they are treated equally. They are treated equally. So there is no official religion of government of India. Next we have democratic. Democratic guys, simply it means ki where the government is elected by the people. So where the government is elected by the people, this is called democratic form of government, whether it's central government or state government. Whether it's central government or state government, both are elected by people. Next we have republic. Republic means ki where the head of the state is elected one. So head of the state, or simply you can say head of the country will be elected. This is called republic. And in India guys, the head of the country is president. And you always find that the president in India is elected for a period of 5 years. So you will find that the president of India is elected, and the head of the country in India is president and is elected after every 5 years. So is that clear to all of you? Is that clear to all of you guys? Then do let me know. So this is the important keywords of the preamble, and these 5 words shows the nature of India. And these 5 words, these 5 sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, these 5 words shows nature of India. Nature of India, it simply means ki what type of country is India. So these 5 words shows what type of country is India. Now guys, let's come to the next thing, that is the next word is justice. Justice, we have 3 types of justice mentioned in the preamble of the constitution. This is adopted from Russia. So this is social, economic and political justice. This is adopted from Russia. So justice is of 3 types. Three types of justice: social, economic, political. Then we have liberty. Liberty, that means independency. Liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. So, liberty of 5 types. Then equality, equality of status and opportunity. So, equality is of 2 types. And next we have fraternity. Fraternity means universal brotherhood. This is called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This is called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future. That was the tagline of G20. And this is fraternity, that means universal brotherhood. And these 4 words, what it includes? These 4 words includes the objective of constitution. So these 4 words, what it includes? Objective of constitution. So these 4 words includes the objective of the constitution. So these 4 words, what it includes? It includes the objective of constitution. Is that clear to all of you guys? That what are the, how the nature of India is defined, how the objective of the constitution or ultimate goal of the constitution is defined. So now I think it is clear that how preamble discusses the nature, how preamble discusses the objective. Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear to all guys? Then do let me know. Then we'll move to the next topic to discuss. Is that clear to everyone? Okay. Now let's come to the next thing, that is the amendment in preamble. Now, which authority has power to amend the constitution? So it is the parliament. Parliament has power, guys, to amend the constitution, and parliament without changing the basic structure. Without changing the basic structure, and the doctrine of basic structure will come in Kezhwanand Bharti case, that is Kezhwanand Bharti versus State of Kerala case 1973. Now guys, this amendment means changing in the constitution, and the preamble of the Indian constitution, it is amended till now only one time. So till now it is amended only one time, and this is did by 42nd Amendment Act 1976, and this amendment is called mini constitution. This amendment is called mini constitution, and it was did during the time of Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Now guys, some pointers were already written in preamble. Some pointers were already written in preamble, and some points were added after amendment in preamble. What pointers were already written? The pointers which were already written is sovereign, democratic, republic. So sovereign, democratic, republic was already written. Socialist and secular, they were newly added. They were newly added. Next it was written unity of the nation. Then it was added integrity. So integrity word was added along with unity. So that became unity and integrity of the nation. So sovereign, secular and integrity, that is SSI. This is SSI word was newly added. So SSI word newly added in preamble. Is that clear guys? Which words were newly added? So socialist, secular and integrity word, that was newly added in preamble. Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear to all of you guys? Then do let me know. Now let's come to the next thing, that is preamble a part of constitution? is preamble a part of Indian Constitution? Because once you will tear the page of preamble, nothing is going to change. So once you will tear the page of preamble, nothing is going to change. So the debate started that whether preamble is a part of constitution or not. And whenever guys the dispute that starts with the constitution, generally Supreme Court is the final authority to interpret. So in the case of constitution, Supreme Court is final authority to interpret the constitution. So first case came before Supreme Court, that was called Berubari. First case came before Supreme Court, that is called Berubari Union case, 1960. In Berubari Union case, Honorable Supreme Court of India said that preamble is not the part of constitution, not the part of constitution, because once you will remove the page of preamble from the constitution, nothing is going to change. So preamble is not the part of constitution. Next, what happened ki this was being challenged in Keshwanand Bharati case. This was being revised in Keshwanand Bharati case. Keshwanand Bharati versus State of Kerala. Case 1973, that is preamble is part of constitution. Preamble is part of constitution because it is adopted in the same way as other provisions are adopted, because it is adopted in same way as other provisions are adopted, because it is adopted in the same way as other provisions are adopted. Next important case in regarding preamble is 𝗕cie of India case, 1995. 𝗕cie of India case 1995, that was the decision came on 22nd of the February 1995, and in this case, my dear learners, Supreme Court said that it is preamble is integral part of Indian Constitution. Preamble is integral part of Indian Constitution. That means if you will remove preamble, the constitution will become incomplete. So if you remove preamble from constitution, it will become incomplete. So now guys, this is the last case study related to preamble, that is 𝗕cie of India case 1995, that said that preamble is an integral part of Indian Constitution. If you remove preamble from the constitution itself will become incomplete. Is that clear to all of you? Now let's come to the next thing, that first question, that from which constitution the concept of preamble is adopted. So from which constitution the concept of preamble is adopted? Is it from Australia, USA, Japan or France? So the concept of preamble, my dear learners, it is adopted from USA. So the correct answer will be option 2. So this is adopted from US. Next we have कि the concept of bicameral legislature is adopted from which country? Bicameral legislature mean कि legislature will have two houses, Britain, Ireland, Canada or France. So it is adopted from which constitution? So correct answer will be option 1, this is Britain. Option 1, this is Britain. Next question we have कि how many times till now preamble is amended in Indian constitution? कि how many times till now preamble is amended in Indian constitution? Options are 2, 3, 4 or 1. So guys, preamble is amended in Indian constitution till now only for one time, through 42nd Amendment Act 1976. So this is option 4, that is one time. Next we have कि how many types of equality it is mentioned in constitution of, it is mentioned in preamble of Indian constitution. So how many types of equality? So equality it is of two types, equality of status and equality of opportunity. So equality of status and opportunity is mentioned, so that becomes 2. Therefore correct answer will be option 3, that is two types of equality it is mentioned in the constitution of India, that is mentioned in preamble. So I hope guys, is that clear to all of you? Is it clear to all? Is it clear to all guys? Then do let me know. So here we discussed about the topic of sources of Indian constitution and preamble. So here we discussed the topic, that is the sources and preamble. I hope it's clear to everyone.